to check out the stat by your girl, Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby. So look, y'all, I know it's playoff times for NBA. Don't get me wrong. We're all locked in. But WNBA season is starting to cook up. So I got two special guests in studio today, but before we have a chat with them, you know I got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Underdog. With Underdog, you can earn money by making picks on all of your favorite players. You can try the app in California, Texas, and Missouri, and the list goes on. If you want to play along, go download Underdog, use code STAT, S-T-A-T, to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits and get a free pick. So make sure y'all sign up on Underdog today. So let's get into our picks on Saturday. Game 3, Rockets versus Warriors. Game 2, I'm not going to say it was a good one because obviously we saw Jimmy Butler took a hit. He was out for the rest of the game. He might be questionable for Game 3. Even in first quarter, Draymond was sitting a little bit. Steph was sitting a little bit. I think that the Rockets took advantage of the moment. They were already up a little bit more points. So at that point, they kind of just rid that for the rest of the game. So on Saturday, Underdog has Steph at 26.5 points. He had 20 points in that game too. If they try to win, I'm gonna need Steph to get more than 26.5 points. So I'm gonna go higher. Draymond's at 6.5 rebounds. I'm actually gonna go lower. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. And I think he's gonna have lower for game 3. And Jalen Green at 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists combined. I think Jalen Green will have higher. I think it's go time. I think that they're seeing that this is a pretty good match. And I think at this point, the players know it's time to lock in. Ain't no time for games. So make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. So like I said earlier, we have two very special guests. So we have Kiah Stokes. She was selected 11th overall in the 2015 WNBA draft. She joined the Aces in 2021. She's a two-time WNBA champion. She was WNBA All-Rookie Team in 2015. She went to UConn where she won 3 straight UConn national championships from 2013 to 2015. So all she knows how to do is win. Then we got Miss Liz Kitley. She was selected at number 24 in the second round of the 2024 WNBA draft by the Aces. She went to Virginia Tech and led the team to its first Final Four. She also holds multiple records at Virginia Tech and in the ACC, including the school's all-time leading scorer. She's the only woman in ACC history to record 2,500 points and 1,500 rebounds. And of course, the list for her goes on. Her number 33 jersey was also retired by the school. Kiah and Liz, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having us. Really excited to be here.
Of course. Okay, so first, before we even get into the questions, I gotta ask y'all, it's been a real interesting week. Have you guys looked into any of the WWE stuff or maybe saw Sinners? Because everybody keeps talking about that and I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my God, I'm dying to see that only because I love Haley Steinfeld. I know nothing about anything else. Also Michael B. Jordan, obviously. But the plot, I have no idea.
Yeah, know nothing about it, but everybody keeps posting about it. So I was like, I have to see it. And have you seen it yet?
No, I'm in the same exact boat. I didn't even hear of it until I literally saw on Twitter 2 days ago, and then that was it. And I was like, apparently it's really good. So one day this week, maybe.
Yes, and everybody keeps talking about it. So I'm like, dang, like usually I don't want to be like part of the hype, but now I'm like, I kind of.
Oh, I have FOMO with it. Yeah, I need to go.
I feel like I have to. Everyone's talking about it, and I just feel like I'm missing out. So
what was the last thing that you guys felt like was like super hype, and then you were like, okay, I fell into it. I got to go watch it because you said you usually fall subject to it.
Well, this is not the vibe probably, but Conclave, the movie.
Okay,
the Pope just
the timing? No, I get it.
Sorry.
It was a good movie. No.
Yeah, but like it was hyped up a lot. It won awards, and it's like a perfect time.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
So is that usually type of your type of vibe? Do you like what type of movies do you typically like?
I love like any movies. I just love like any like movies, shows, podcasts, anything. I like consuming any media really. So if anything has hype, I'm like, I need to watch it.
If it's entertaining, you're locked in.
Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
Kiah, what about you?
I would probably say Severance. That was the one. Yeah, I'm
guys,
locked
I haven't
in.
seen it yet.
Oh yeah, that one's. But I like thriller, mystery, kind of like suspenseful.
No, I do too. That's why I'm like, I need to get on the. But I like real horror, like Conjuring, Insidious.
Oh,
like,
Insidious.
Take me there.
Sinister is my favorite scary movie.
All those vibes are good. Okay, so we'll have to catch up on Sinners, just so you guys know, because everybody's like, watch Sinners. Eventually, we're going to get to it. Just give us time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to call this episode The Rookie versus the Vet. So even though you guys both have different experiences in the league, you guys both have a very decorated resume, right? So you guys aren't new to talking about basketball, playing basketball, all that. So that's kind of what I want the umbrella to be. But it's going to be fun. Maybe a little debate if you guys have different opinions, but we'll kind of see where it goes.
Okay.
So let's start with draft day. So we've seen how the WNBA draft has changed a lot over the years. Can you guys kind of share both of you guys' draft day experience, and what do you feel like, Kiah, I'm going to have you, what do you feel like is like the biggest change that has happened?
I think just the media attention around draft day in general, I think it's just exploded. I go back to 2015. There wasn't a lot of cameras. It was just a group of girls. We go in a little orientation. It was a lot of classes, you know, to try to be like financially stable. I don't want to put that in quotes. Like, it's a good thing that they taught us that. But it was just very low key. We weren't really into the whole fashion thing. And then you look at the rookies now. I mean, they're designered out. It's a whole production. So I think that, at least for looks wise, was the biggest difference from what I've noticed when I was drafted.
Okay, and what about you?
Yeah, no, it was definitely a whole production. Like, everything was filmed, multiple cameras everywhere. The outfits were insane. I was on crutches.
Yeah.
So I didn't really meet the bar, perhaps, but like,
that's not funny.
Meet the bar in different ways. Like, it's okay.
No, I mean, I definitely like brought my personality and stuff, just not like the Louis Vuitton and Prada and all that stuff. I wasn't bringing that, but that's okay.
Yeah. The designer, you know, it's a lot, but if you like it, you know, I love it. I got to ask you guys, because I feel like the fashion aspect has become a big thing, right? Do you guys ever feel pressure, like, oh, maybe I should like do something? Or you feel like, nah, like that is not me.
We
like,
were
I'm not
literally just talking about this on the drive over here.
Okay.
Yes, so it definitely wasn't a big thing. My rookie year, we're going to away games, and our training staff and managers would come to our hotel rooms, give us our uniform with the warm-ups. We wear it to the gym. Right. Now everyone's getting off the bus, you know, looking designer, looking fly. Don't get it twisted, but it was definitely not a thing just to see it evolve that way. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm trying to get hip with it. It's just, it doesn't come naturally to me. So I'm trying to,
it's gotta be a little curated, because I'm the same way. I can't always like put together things. Like, the eyes struggle. I'm like, dang, I gotta find a stylist. Like, even walking here, I got these heels on. I don't know why I put these heels on. I'm trying to do too much. I'm trying to be cute. Doesn't work for me.
Right.
How do you feel about the pressure on the fashion aspect?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about like the past in the league, but like compared to college, like we would wear our uniforms too to the gym, and now I'm like asking people how many thousands of dollars is normal to pay for a stylist. Like, it's just completely different. But I mean, I guess it comes with cool opportunities, maybe.
Yeah, no, and it will. I just thought that was a really interesting aspect, because I've seen it take over, and I'm just like, how do y'all feel about it? Because I would feel pressure too, but also not too much pressure, because it's like, y'all can do what y'all want to do. People are going to want to watch y'all regardless. Exactly. And it's okay if you don't have your fitted one day. Like, one day it can just
you can
be
take
chill.
a day off. Yeah.
Yes. Comfortability is also important. Like, you guys are practicing all the time. Like, I would want to be comfortable. So I get both sides of that. Okay. So now let's talk about you guys' position. Okay. What do you guys feel like is the biggest misconception people have about you and your position?
As like a forward or center, I would say in the past, people would say you're just like big and slow, can't shoot. Where I feel like the game now, everyone is able to shoot. I feel, at least for me, like I'm pretty mobile. I can run fast. Yeah. I think you don't see that a lot when like super big centers, I guess. Although I'm not like super big. Yeah. I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
But I'm going against, 6'8", 6'9", so definitely undersized compared to the other centers.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, in the past especially, like, centers would be associating with not being able to shoot, but I feel like these days you, like, have to.
Yeah.
Or you're not going to be successful, so definitely that. And, Kiah can run.
Yeah.
So don't get it twisted, y'all. She'll beat you.
She can do multiple things. You got to be the full package. Because, I just feel like, literally, to your point, people feel like that equates to slow. And it's like, doesn't mean I'm slow. I can be fast. I can be agile. I can be flexible.
Yeah, I used to run track. Don't get it twisted now, you know?
Exactly. Like, people be trying to confuse the two, and it doesn't work like that. Okay, so obviously you guys are both playing for the Las Vegas Aces, a dope team, the best team. That's what I'm going to say. What was you guys' first impression of Vegas as a whole? Because you guys are both from a little bit smaller towns. Vegas is a lot. Vegas is a big city. What was your first impression when you first got here?
I mean, I love Vegas. Although I did play in New York for 6 years, so I love a big city. But then when I would come to Vegas, I would just come here to party. So it's a little different now. as a local, I guess I would call myself, but I rarely come to the Strip, only if I have friends in town. Like, it's so far removed from, like, I
Yeah.
don't consider it a vacation anymore.
Right.
Like, this is just hometown.
Right, for sure. And how do you feel about, what was your first impression?
The first thing I noticed on the plane ride in was like the different terrain. Like it looked like I was landing on a different planet because I've
Yes.
never been to the West Coast before. I'm serious. I've never seen so much dirt in my life. Like it was just straight dirt. There's
Right.
no green. And yeah, the Strip is cool. I saw the sphere and everything, but I couldn't get over the rocks.
Yeah, it's
Just
a
dirt
lot.
everywhere.
Just dirt everywhere.
That's the biggest thing. I'm from Iowa, so we always have basements.
Yeah.
Like, you know, tornado shelter.
Wow.
But here, there's no basements, and I hate it so much. Like, I get it because the dirt is hard or there's rocks or whatever the reasoning is, but I just miss a basement.
so
What
many
do you,
rocks.
what do you need? Okay, so from Florida, we don't have basements. Like we'll have sinkholes. Like you can't build under.
Oh.
What is so great about a basement?
It's cool. Like, I mean, it's like cooler air. You
Yeah.
can have, like, it's just out the way. You can put a workout space, movie room. It's dark. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like a
That's where the
separate
board
space.
games are. You play games.
Yeah, you know, you just.
But you could do that upstairs. You
Yeah,
could do that
but-
in the lounge. You could
Childhood
do that.
sleepover hits different in a basement.
Yeah,
It's a little bit different of an experience. Clearly, guys, I'm not hip. I'm not in tune. Like I'm learning more and more things by day. Maybe I'm missing out on basements, but when I, have my experience, I'll let y'all know how that experience
It's just
goes
like
for me.
bonus room. I don't know. It's just better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel.
Okay, so before playing, for the team, did you guys ever have a Vegas visit prior? Or did you feel like, was this like one of the first times that you were coming here? Kiah, I'll let you go first. And that's also why I'm kind of in comparison because I know it's changed from then versus now.
Yeah, I would come here during like all-star breaks. But that's all I needed. 3 days in and
Yeah.
out. Like that's all you need. Day party, night party, day party, night
Right,
party.
no.
Day party, take a nap, go home. Like that's all you need.
Right.
So I've definitely come here a few times, but since I'm on the team, I definitely do more chill stuff.
Of course. Yeah.
I'd never been here before at all.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
You
I just
nev-
watched The Hangover. So
That's all you need.
It goes back to the movies and the shows.
Exactly.
Like you can live through it through other people.
Exactly.
But now you're here. So you guys have a lot of memories to make. Obviously the season's coming up soon, so memories not yet. But we're about to lock in and then you can enjoy more of it now. Okay, so let's kind of discuss the off season. Kiah, I know you played overseas and I believe you won a EuroLeague championship twice. Congrats, that's super dope. Okay, so in your opinion, what do you prefer? Do you like the overseas aspect or do you like kind of like playing in the States? What's your opinion on that? And then when she responds, I'm just curious on your perspective on that as well.
I mean, it's two completely separate things. I mean, for me personally, I would say I love playing the W more. It's in America, it's easy to get around. Like my family can come see me fairly easily. But I did love playing overseas. You get to live in a foreign country, for 6-7 months, meet new people, really broaden your whole view on the world, and just get experience of a lot of other cultures. And I think that was great. But the basketball aspect is a little tough sometimes. They do things a little backwards. I
Yeah.
don't want to say backwards, but like, they'll pay you late or,
Right.
just certain
little
rules.
different.
It's tough, but it is a great experience. I think everyone should at least go for one season just to try it. Who doesn't want to live in another country for free, right?
Yeah.
But for me, W is where it's at. Best competition. It's home. It's,
Yeah.
my family can come. So that's the best part.
Okay, and then what would be your preference?
yeah, I don't know for sure. I've had a lot of friends play overseas, and
Yeah.
I feel like people either like talk about it like Kiah or they absolutely hate it and have horror stories. So
Yeah.
I think it really depends on the situation they're in.
Yeah.
Maybe I got lucky because I was in Istanbul. It's
Yeah.
like New York City,
Yeah.
but better food.
Yeah, I've
Fresher
heard
food, not better.
Pressure. Yeah.
mixed things, but yeah, we'll see as time goes on.
Yeah. So I was curious because I obviously have a lot of friends that play in the league as well. And some love playing overseas. They're like, I'd rather play overseas than like do an offer with like Unrivaled in Miami. So like if you guys right now had a choice, right? Playing overseas or like playing somewhere like Unrivaled in Miami, what would your choice be and why?
For me, it would be who's paying more. Like,
Fair.
and that's really
Yeah.
it for me. I'm on the later into my career. It's all about making as much money as I can. These knees, they got some years on them.
Yeah.
So I'm chasing the paycheck.
No, that makes sense. And no, but that's honest and that's
So
fair.
real.
Like, and it makes sense. Like, how do you feel about it? Which one would you choose?
I've kind of always wanted to live overseas in general, like not even like outside of basketball. So I feel like that would be like the coolest opportunity to do it. But I'm also like wary of the situation. Like it would have to be a really good fit, or my agent would have to feel good about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The answer is, y'all, you never know. That's what I'm gonna say. Things are changing every day. So now let's move to the NBA real quick because it's playoffs time. Are you guys tuned in? Do you guys feel like you don't watch the NBA that much? How does that kind of go for you?
You can start.
Yeah, let's get this over quick. I don't think I've watched a game this year. So sorry about that. I used to watch a lot. This year, I don't know what happened, but I'll tune in for playoffs.
Okay.
You had the Golden State Rockets game on in the lobby,
Yeah.
and I was locked in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I've definitely watched more than her, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm an avid fan. I'm a LeBron fan, so I
Yeah.
follow the Lakers.
Yeah.
I follow the Celtics. I think they're the best team in the league. Between them and the Thunder.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, like to talk about certain players or like what schemes, yeah, I don't know that much. But I'm into the playoffs. I'm excited. I just want better games. I've been a little disappointed with the games so far. They've been kind of like, eh.
Yeah, okay, better games, better possibly storylines, or do you like what's going on?
I mean, a little better storylines, but
Yeah.
really, I just want closer games.
Okay.
You know, it's funny, which is funny because I went to UConn and we would win a lot by a lot of points. So
Yeah.
people are always like, we don't want to watch it, it's boring. And so I kind of feel like that now when I'm watching the NBA. I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch it.
I want to see winners. I don't want to see 40-point blowouts.
Yeah, I'm like, congrats to those teams. Like the Thunder, they're killing the Grizzlies right now. I'm like, they're playing
Yes.
great. But, you know, you can keep it under 20, you know?
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
more
A
intensity.
little chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. See, that's so interesting because in my brain on the outside, because obviously I'm not a WNBA player, I would totally expect you guys to be like talking shit back and forth, like NBA versus W. Is that not, that's not a thing? That's not really how it happens for y'all? Y'all are just more so locked in on like what y'all got going on?
I think there's certain players that have more of that, but for me, I'm like,
I'm good.
yeah, like I'm good. Like I'm chilling. I'm focused on me.
Right.
But I think these playoffs will be pretty intense once we get to the later rounds.
Okay. And then, yeah, you just not
Totally
even.
agree with Kiah.
Yeah, not even, you said bump then. We focus on our own thing. We got things coming up, and that's that. That's fair. Okay, so I want to kind of talk about the changes that have happened throughout you guys' league through the years. So what was a personal moment that you specifically experienced that kind of made you realize like the WNBA has expanded more, okay? Like you guys were drafted different time, 2015, 2024. What kind of was that moment? That's why, like, to me, this is so cool because it's like you guys are playing, like, training with each other every day, not even realize, like, what has happened to the magnitude over the amount of years. So it's like, what was that moment for you versus you that kind of was like, oh, dang, like, this is real, like, this is happening, and, like, boom, like, it's made its mark even bigger and has gotten to, like, even bigger masses.
I would say after we won in 2022, just being recognized in Vegas, I think the city itself really embraced us. I mean, they had us on billboards and stuff, and I've never had that much recognition like in a city, and I thought that was great. But in terms of like how the league has evolved, for sure, just the amenities, like getting charter flights last season was ridiculous because it's just been an uphill battle trying to get any type of, private planes. So just that, the media attention, just the fan involvement, I think it's just exploded over the last couple of years, and I think it's only gonna get a lot better.
Yeah,
'Cause it was definitely not this poppin' when I was drafted.
Yeah.
Like, we knew that we had the athletes, we had the talent, but it just wasn't it. But now you definitely these athletes coming out of college with social media and just people, they have fan bases, and I think that's just lifting everyone up, and it's exciting to see.
Yeah, it is great to see, and I'm really happy for y'all. And then what was that moment that kind of hit you that was like, oh shoot, like
This is really specific to me, but I feel like when I got injured, I like assumed that I would have to like GA at a college and like take the year off and rehab and stuff. But when Vegas offered to like host my rehab and do all of that, it like kind of opened my eyes to the resources that the WBA now has, because I don't think teams could really do that in the past. But they're able to do that now for players, and I think that's a good sign of the growth and taking care of the new players that are coming into it and trying to help it grow also.
Yeah. Nice. So even down expansion, we've seen the Valkyries. Is there a specific location that you guys would want to see an expansion to next?
I mean, without cheating, because we know like Toronto's getting a team, and
Yeah. Not the options that are proposed.
not
like,
the ones that are
outside of
happening. I would probably say either like North Carolina, South Carolina, that area.
Oh my
brother's,
gosh.
Yeah, my
Shout
brother's
out.
coaching at Elon right now,
Yeah.
so my mom would be happy if we
Yeah.
were in the same area or at certain parts of the summer.
Yeah.
But I think, the South could use another team.
Yeah.
There's some history there.
Okay.
Charlotte would be awesome.
She's like, now we're talking.
Yeah, that's like an hour from my house.
Yeah.
So I could see my dog and
Perfect
stuff.
for you.
Yeah.
I said, that'd be dope. Okay, so I got to get you guys' thoughts on Kate Martin being in the Valkyries. What was you guys' reaction? Because I know that was probably very bittersweet. But
I love Kate. She's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for her. I think it'll give her a chance to play. It's a great opportunity. But we were super sad to see her go. Or at least you were too.
Yeah, no, Kate's like one of my best friends now. So
Yeah.
I'm like really glad that we had the experience here to get to know each other. And then it got ripped away by Natalie. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Testing our friendship early.
Yeah.
But, now I look at it, there's another cool place to visit a friend in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Never been there, so.
And that's a good way to look at it. You guys have friends everywhere in every city, and you guys are all, even though it's competition on the court, you guys are all rooting for each other at the end of the day. And it shows. Like, you guys have a really good community. Like, you guys have good relationships with each other, and we love to see it. So you guys' first preseason game is versus the Dallas Wings, and we know that the Dallas Wings has the #1 overall pick. Shout out Paige Beckers. So first, just thoughts on that, her going #1 overall, especially because you got your UConn roots.
Sure do.
So how is that seeing her go over there?
I'm super excited for her. I hope she thrives in Dallas. I think she has all the tools. They're going to treat her right. I think you can see with all the efforts that they're putting in now, but just super excited. I think it's funny that we have to go back to Notre Dame to play them. Like when I played in college, Notre Dame was our rival. So it's like, oh, great. I got to go back. But I'm sure Jackie and Jewel are just loving it. But it'll be good. I'm excited to see her play and just take it to the next level. We've seen her in college excel, and I'm excited to see what her future holds in the league because I think she's going to be a great player.
Dope.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see more and more people come into the league and bring this energy with them. I think it's already, pretty apparent in Dallas that, people are really excited about her, and the energy is picking up, and that's just going to get more eyes on the sport and then more investment into the sport, and that'll just be better for everyone.
Right. Dope. Okay, so I know you were injured. So one, for you, it's time. And I know you're ready to run things back. What are you guys most excited for this upcoming season?
Well, I just haven't played a game.
Yeah.
We were just talking, it's been like 13 months. So that's kind of crazy. Like just to have a healthy year, I'm like pumped for. Like that's like dreams accomplished at that.
Yeah. And then what are you most excited for?
Just to get back. I feel like we had some unfinished business from last season. So we have the talent, we have the roster, a great coaching staff. I feel like we had a lot of pieces ripped away from us last year, but we try to pick them up in the offseason. We have a great group of people, staff, players. I'm just excited to just get back on the court. It's just so fun.
Yeah.
Like our arena, our games, the energy, our locker room was just fun, and I think I just want to get back to that.
Yeah, definitely excited to see that. And I have two just personal questions for both of you. So, Virginia Tech, you got your jersey retired. What was that moment like? You are a Virginia Tech legend. It might not, I don't know if it's like settled in and if you're feeling it because you're going through the motions. And like you said, you were injured, so you had a little bit of lost time. But like, history is happening. Like, you made it and you're
You don't have to be humble.
Like bumpy and humble. Like, do you understand the magnitude of that? How was that moment? How did that feel? And just in reflection on your career, like what's kind of been going through your mind?
Yeah, I think that moment was really nice for me for a lot of reasons. It was like closure to my college chapter because I didn't get to finish it how I wanted, obviously. But also it was nice to kind of have to break up the rehab process.
Yeah.
It's been so long. And to have that to be proud of myself for a moment was really nice because, when you're playing games and you're having success and, scoring points, it's really easy to pat yourself on the back. But when you're going through rehab, it's a lot harder to be like, yes, I broad jumped today. Like, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
But to have a concrete marker, I guess, of my success in the past is really nice. And I think, it'll sink in a lot more when I go back and like years and it's still there. I'll be like, what the heck? Yeah. But it'll like have to sink in eventually.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that day.
No, that's nice. And then Kiah, for you, so kind of back to what you were saying earlier, I do feel like all you know is winning, okay? Like you got 2 championships, like UConn back to back to back. I just feel like you've had an outstanding overall career. What do you feel like is that winner's mentality? Because The people want to know.
I mean, I think it's different for everyone. Like, it's not a secret I don't score a lot of points, but I do feel that I bring a lot more intangibles to the game. And I think that's what's kind of kept me on rosters or just kind of in the mix of rotations. You know, I try to set good screens, do the dirty work, run. You know, like I said, not a lot of people like to run, but I do. I think that's just, I try to get in where I fit in and just, you know, adapt to a role and try to, you know, do things that people don't want to do.
Yeah. And then also, Kiah, for you, so I feel like you blink and then looking kind of at the difference when I said like the age difference, you were like,
yeah, I'm like, wait a minute.
You
what?
blink, you're like 9-10 years in, right? It's a reflection period.
Oh, man.
This is going to be her WNBA debut. What advice would you give to Miss Rook?
Stay confident. That's one thing. Always listen. I don't want to say we know everything, but the coaching staff they're going to try to put you in the best position. So like take their feedback with grace and understand that they're doing it to help you, but just be confident and play your game. Like you got to this point for a reason. Like you're here sitting down, you're in Vegas, you were drafted to this team for a reason. Just do you, be you, and, you know, stay confident. I think that's the best way to go about it.
Great advice, Kiah and Liz. It was great to have both of you guys on the show. Where can people follow you on your socials?
Instagram and Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, at Kiah Stokes 41. It's forever Twitter to me. I can't.
Yeah, no, same here. Sorry.
Although I'm not on TikTok. Sorry, I'm not that generation.
Can we get you on TikTok?
Yeah, petition for Kiah on TikTok.
Like, this is the time.
We'll have to see. Maybe.
We'll make it happen.
Give me a few weeks. I don't know. There's too many.
Oh, we're talking weeks?
Yeah.
We can do weeks.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just got to actually do it.
I think you can.
I don't even post on Instagram, though. I'm definitely not posting
Yeah,
on
but you got a stylist now.
Oh, we waiting.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it out. I've been very chill. I wear sweats most of the time. So
Yeah.
I'm like, let me try to switch it up.
That's fine. Call it a chill day fit. Give me the carousel. I'm locked in.
Okay.
It's just like that.
For real.
Okay, socials.
At Elizabeth Kitley. I do have TikTok.
Period.
And Twitter and Instagram.
See, you have TikTok, you know. Kiah gonna get on it soon, and maybe you guys will see TikToks from the both of them. But thanks so much. Maybe, question mark. I'm hoping to see something soon. But thanks both of you guys for coming on. It was a pleasure chatting with the both of you guys. But that is it for today's episode. Y'all can hashtag check out the stats so we can continue the discussion next week, and maybe your question or take will be featured. Thanks for hanging out with me and checking out the stats. I'll see y'all next week.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.